Hello, my name is Ryan Bourke. Welcome back to the Ryan Bourke Show. I have a friend on today. His name is Cory. Cory, welcome. I want to show my friends this photo of the Journal Lee of the Dukes of Hazzard car that my friend made.
Yep, that's one I did.
Thank
Special gift for you, because I know you're a Dukes of Hazzard fan.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yep.
Same. So, let's begin. Since you last appearance on my show, back episode 223, what have you been working on?
I've been working on, been making a lot of earrings, and I make a lot of bracelets, beaded bracelets, paracord bracelets, paracord keychains, Kumi Himo bracelets, lots of jewelry for women. Lots of craft fairs I've been doing. Jewelry.
Question 2. Where can I buy your crafts in Keene?
My crafts can be found at Keene Beauty Academy. There's a little table when you come in. And I just recently put some earrings up in Cassie's closet. So we have that. I have that going for me as well. And that's it so far. I'm usually at craft fairs at New Hope and MDS. You're familiar with those places, I know.
You want to show your artwork you have done?
Yes. I brought some artwork today. This is a this is an old drawing I did. It's called Hearts and Flowers. I did it about the time I was in high school, and it was for a rose sale, as a flyer for a rose sale. And I did it in pencil, and then I photocopied it. So it kind of has like a faded look. So that's why it kind of looks a little faded on the camera. Because it's been photocopied probably twice. And I really liked that. And it was just one of my old pieces from my high school years. And the next one is one people out there probably have seen. Stand up. This is called Prozac at Work. And I did this back in 2011. And what it is it's a Prozac pill. And you know you gotta take those to sometimes be happy. And they're time released. And so what he's doing is he's burping up the smiley faces. So he's time releasing the smiley faces. And people seem to really have liked that one. And this was done with a Nintendo DS, and what that is it's a little portable video game system. They now have a 3DS and all that stuff, and it just keeps going. Yeah, they're going for the kids. But there's a art program I use called Art Academy, and that was like one of the first really funny drawings I did on it, and people seemed to really like it. And I started to do showing at Bagel Works. I had a showing at Moda, and just been doing more pieces after that. To say one more thing about this. A lot of my drawings are like kind of comical. Sometimes I do some serious stuff, serious drawings, and sometimes it's just, you know, a little goofy and stuff like that. I seem to really like to do that. And the next one we have is 2 portraits that I did for my grandmother. These are her dogs, and they're both Cocker Spaniels. There's a black one named Shadow, and a yellowish one named Queenie. And she actually did help me with this one a little bit when I was drawing it. It was so hard to draw from the picture. It was a black dog in a picture, and you can know how difficult that is when you're doing eyes and nose and stuff like that. It's just like, you know, you can't really see much details.
It's very hard.
She helped me out with that, and thank you, grandmother, if you're watching. That was you helped me out, and we made a masterpiece together, and it's pretty good. So, yep, there's that one. Oh, that was in 2012. The next one is a colored pencil drawing I did. It's kind of comical. It's if you can't tell what it is, it's a fish jumping out of a toxic barrel, and I call it Toxic Fish. And that was around 2013, and it was one time that I really liked doing colored pencil. See how it came out?
Oh, yeah.
How good it came out on the fish. There's a little bit of pen in there too. I do I think there's a little pen on the oil drum and stuff. And it was just a little comical drawing. I liked it. I thought a little comical drawing. And the next one we have. I got a couple more. The next one is one I really liked. I really liked how it came out. And
Mr. Keene.
yeah, Mr. Keene. And I thought that the colored pencils that came out like awesome with it. And I've never really liked drawing with colored pencils. People always ask me, Cory, why don't you color your pictures and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, you know, because sometimes I can overkill it with the color, you know. But this came out really good, and it's one I like a lot. You know, it's a fictional Mr. Keene character from an ad. But I also do portraits and stuff as well. Not only animals and fictional characters, but real people. And and that was back in 2013.
Wow.
And there's a little bit of pen and yeah, there's a little bit of pen in that as well. And speaking of portraits, this is one I did of myself back in 2013.
I like that. That's nice.
It's you can't tell. It's me with my beard. I don't have my beard today. It's at home, sadly. But it will be back. You know how beards are. So It's drawn on a graph paper. As you can see the little grid. And it's done in like a pattern. I've always liked patterns for some reason in my color. And so I kind of like made this little pattern go like that. And I guess the inspiration from it was from a video game called Minecraft, where you build with blocks. And I have built some crazy things in Minecraft. My friend buddies online and stuff now, and people I've seen. I one time built an actual house of my head, and you could go inside the. You can go inside the head, and there's all kinds of things. You know, all my furniture and stuff is in there, and that's kind of where I got the inspiration for that. But I wanted to like kind of pixelate it, you know, which is imagine zooming in on a picture, and you'll see a little tiny dot. That's a pixel. And a lot of pictures and colors are made up of lots of pixels, and they use pixels in video games. That's what they like to call pixels, and just yeah. So speaking of pixels, I brought something on that's really interesting. I'm down to my last three pieces of artwork left. I'm not going too fast for everybody. So you've seen Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And you know how it's made of, like what I just showed you, this guy with the self-portrait of with all these little dots, colored and things. So there's this thing called perler beads that I've been doing kind of as a hobby. I haven't really made any work for sale for it yet, but I've been mostly making pieces for myself. And a lot of people like to make perler bead video game characters like Mario, Mega Man. I'm sure you know some characters out there. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. This next one is a character from the Mario series, and I like to build my favorite characters, and this is Wario.
Oh.
And it was one of my first ones doing video game stuff. And yep. And as you can see, it takes a lot of these little beads. Doing perler beads is you take these little tiny beads, you put them all on a pegboard. You can do something as complicated as this, or something like a star or whatever. And then after you have your design on the board, you have to put a they come with these like ironing sheets type things. There's these wax paper. You put it on top of there. You run a hot iron over it, and you keep doing it until they melt together, and you get something like that, which is just like it's like a hard piece of plastic, and sometimes they don't melt all quite together. You can see how it is.
Wow.
It's a little bent up because I've tried to keep it flat, but it just wants to bend and bend, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to keep something this big, I guess, not to bend. So it just wants to do its own thing, and that's fine. I just keep it like that, and I've had it sandwiched between a piece of wood there just to try to keep it flat for like over a year, and I've just recently taken this out and it's still like this. So, but that's, you know, that's the perla beads. You know, they're not very flexible, but they're fun. They're fun to make things with. And I got two more as well. This guy is Toe Jam from the video. He doesn't like to stand up, apparently. It's his third leg. He just doesn't like to make him stand up that well. But this is Toe Jam from Toe Jam and Earl, an old video game on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? Cool. He's one of my favorite characters. And you can't have Toe Jam. You can't have Toe Jam without Earl. And this is the biggest one I think I've done so far. And there's Earl.
Wow.
And Earl, both of them were actually, I want to say this could take me about a day to put all this stuff together. So that's why I do it kind of like part of a day, part of the next day, till you get it done, you know. So I'd probably say it could take up to a day to finish, to do something like this.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen people, they've done humongous ones. Like one guy I've seen, he has one a size of a person. And it's pretty amazing. And I'm not going that big, but I'm planning on staying like that size. That size is fine for me. And yeah, and sometimes you have to, you can take a picture and you can pixelate it. What I was telling you about the pixels, you can put it through a little Photoshop editing thing, and it will pixelate it so you can see every little thing, every little spot, you know. It's special. It's a special app on. It's actually on the internet, and what you do is you take your picture, upload your picture, and it will just, you know, do it like it was perla beads. So I could take a picture of you and turn that all into perla beads.
Oh,
It would
wow.
take me a long time, though.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, it would digitize, you know, it's like pixelates your face, you know, like that, and that's one of the tools I find really helpful. And also sometimes I kind of freehand it, like I believe if you were to look up this image, that I do use references, I'm not gonna lie. These all aren't done freehand, including some of my drawings. But if you look this image up and you know, you try to do it from the freehand and stuff, and it's just not looking like the one that I did, because I had to kind of improvise and do it freehand. So I do a little bit of freehand. I think it was probably maybe the mouth or something like that was how I had to kind of freehand it. Maybe the shoes as well. Things like that. But yeah, that's perla beads. They're fun. Video gamers like them. I like them. I play video games too.
Oh,
And
me too.
yeah. What do you play?
Super Mario.
Super Mario, yep. Okay.
Question 3. What is your next project you
Plan
to
work on.
work on?
We have this all scripted out. So I had to kind of write out a little script for each other there. So this is the response to question 3. My next project, I'm probably going to, I know I definitely want to come back to doing more perler bead stuff of video game characters, just for myself. Because I'm not going to stop till I have a bunch of characters that I like, that I can display in my house, just personally for myself. And then possibly I'll get to maybe making them into a magnet or something for sale. And that, and I'll also be making more earrings for Cassie's Closet and Keene Beauty Academy and future craft fairs.
Now, I have a question.
Okay.
I like New Hope.
Yep.
I know we're doing the DMT group
Yeah.
all about animals.
Yep.
So this year's animal theme for the upcoming performance.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's the is that the I think I know exactly what you're talking about. That's the performance that we put on in April, right?
Yeah.
You know who does the flyers for those?
You?
Yes, I do. So yes, animal theme. Yeah, that'd be cool. I know I'll probably be definitely doing a flyer for that too, if they ask me.
And hopefully
Yeah,
they can have it at the
I've saved some of the old flyers that I've done.
Hobbity Hall that where they had the performance last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You have any more questions for me?
I think that's it.
Should we talk more about the art, or more about the pictures, or you want to see again, or?
We got 6 or 5 more minutes left.
Okay. Yes. I know. I really like this guy. He was my favorite character in the video game. Not the other guy. They're actually. I can explain a bit what they are. He's an alien, and the other one's a 3-legged alien.
Oh.
And they've had some video games and things like that. I don't know.
Well, thank you for coming on my show today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. Enjoy your General Lee.
Oh, I will.
Don't take it off any sweet jumps. You don't want to.